greeting to the members of the Portfolio Committee and the chairperson of the Women and Youth, Deputy Minister, and the department at large. Chairperson, we are in a crisis, and we, as Portfolio Committee, it is important as we perform oversight that we make sure that the department does make a difference into people's lives as we can hear the crisis we are facing in terms of the statutory rape. There are two rapes. Maybe I want to separate them. There is just rape, of which we are not talking about somebody who is under 16. Those one just rape, and this one in particular, the statutory rape, it is very complicated in such a way that a family can know that a minor is sleeping maybe with the teacher, and because the teacher is bringing Nando's and food in this house, then the family does not go to the police's SAPS to report such things. And it becomes a norm that this thing is happening. And up until a social worker in school or somebody in school or a church leader, maybe this child will speak to that particular somebody. But it is not an easy thing, and I think the stat that we are having today, the stat is far low. One, maybe we should check how many teenage pregnancy do we have in a year, and Department of Health should give us a stat, and those children that have delivered those children, or those teenagers that are pregnant, we should know that who is the father of this child, the child that is the pregnant or whoever. So it is important that you'll find that in the statutory rape, the child maybe is willing, and the family is willing, but us as the lawmakers, we see it is wrong. And you'll find that stat does not get into the statistics that we are having today. I think the integration between departments and the information flow, there's a big gap, because with the Department of Health and Department of Social Development, we are not linked properly into making sure that we have a real data from Department of Health in terms of those teenage pregnancy. And some, they don't get pregnant, they are there, but the gap is there in terms of integration. The gap is there between also social development and SAPS. That one is I don't want even to talk about our police today, because I don't know how there are serious crimes, other serious crimes that are happening, and they can't get people convicted. And today we are sitting with this one, and this one is very sensitive. This one, abantu besifazane, zimbali zezwe. These are flowers of our nation, and which we should take care of. This is the future of our nation, and we should be taking care of them. And these things, if they are not reported, and at when this young girl is old, this girl will need counseling. Maybe she's married, but this thing keeps on coming back, and now it destroyed the family while she's old now, but this thing was happening when she was young. And we really need those social workers to be there and be able to counsel our children and their families themselves. The issue of advertising, I don't know, awareness, not advertising, awareness on these things is so important. It is so important because the awareness is not there to make sure that these children are able to report these things that are happening to them. And boys and girls, some are forced with I know a case where we had a program with one school where a girl child was sleeping in class during the day, and we then asked what was wrong with the child. And when she was able to speak, is that she's staying with the stepfather, and the stepfather is telling her to go and work at night. And this child is below 16 years old. She's going to work. She's going to be a sex worker. She's a sex worker at night, and during the day she has to come to school. And this thing is painful, Chair. I don't know how to explain it. And our country and our department is not doing justice into this. And there is no justice at all into this thing. As members of parliament, I think we should do something differently into this. First is that those teenage pregnancy, there should be no teenage pregnancy, because usually in that teenage pregnancy, it's somebody older that is doing that. And I also want to bring education into this, what we are being educated, no matter what our children are being educated. There is sex education now, which I think stimulates something in Ghaneni. So on one department, we are telling the children about sex and everything, educating them about that. And then on the other, we are saying you are young, you are not supposed to do this as this department here. I think we are contradicting ourselves. I think we should focus there into saying nobody must touch you, this must happen, this must happen. But it mustn't be just a whole subject or a module or whatever that talks about teaching a child about sex. But the most important thing is that when will the department then be able to one, integrate these systems and make sure that we get real-time, real information from SAPS, from health, from education also. I mean, education, that's where is the playground of this. The children are doing these things even in toilets at schools and all of that. And the family matter program, I saw it somewhere, of which it must be a program that must run. Where is it running right now, and what are the challenges in building making sure that we build families that will be able to sustain themselves and be able to, these children, to understand what they must do, because some of them, a number of them, it's a willing of the family and the child and all of that, and it end up that those ones are also not reported. Thank you so much, Chairperson. I think my contribution will be that. One more, maybe the monitoring, the monitoring system that makes sure that all of these things, there is justice into this. I think also in the justice system. One member, I think somebody spoke about the family withdrawing the case after it's been open and what happens, things like that. So the justice system also should come on board in terms of this, and we are able as a nation to take care of our teenagers or our youngsters, and they are not being raped. Thank you so much, Chairperson. Thank you so much.